Hi guys, Ron here and welcome to the workshop. You may have noticed that the Madone has been off the channel for a while now and also off use, basically outdoors. And the reason for that is that the front brake has gone wonky. As you can see, it's missing on there right now. So what has happened to it and what has prevented me from riding the Madone? So this is the integrated front brake that's normally installed on there, and it uses a center pole wedge design, which is common on tracks integrated bikes. The Speed concept has the same style of brakes, although those are much better in my opinion, higher quality, easier to adjust and more powerful. This Madone brake is, I think, the kink in the armor of an otherwise perfect bike. And yeah, it's just something that I don't really like all that much after all these miles, and with wear it doesn't really get better. So what has happened with my brake is, as you can see, there are two of these return springs that pull the wedge down and pull the brake shoes together to return from the braking position to the central position. And the right spring, as you can see, it has a bit of stretch in there, but the left side spring has an extreme amount of stretch in there. It just went completely wonky to the point where it was no longer possible to adjust in a way that it brakes normally and it returns to the original position. So because of this, I got a brand new complete brake from Trek. As you can see, nice and tight springs still in there. Of course, the brake shoes will need to be changed for the MVs, for the wheels that I run. That's not a problem. And a setup issue I had with the brakes is, or was rather, is that I had to run my lever extremely, or pull the lever in for an extreme amount before it actually started engaging, and as a result I either had positive braking with the brake pads being very close to the rotor, or sorry, not the rotor, the wheel and the rim, or on the other hand I could have a lot of space between the pads and the wheel but not enough braking power because there just wasn't enough cable pull left in there to do proper braking. And the reason for that, or one of the reasons, were the SRAM ETAP levers. Now, previously I had these adjusted all the way in for the shortest reach available, so that in turn reduces your cable pull by quite a lot. Now I decided to skimp on that luxury and pull them all the way out. Unlike the hydraulic levers, this position isn't too extreme, so it's perfectly reachable even in this position to me. Of course I had to readjust all the settings of the brake, readjust the wedge in there and the cable. And another thing I've added here, as you can see, it's not perhaps the nicest thing ever, but I've added some springs. These are return springs from a motorcycle brake lever, and these add into the tension in the system, so the return is much more positive. And now that I have more cable pull on tap with the lever in the most outward position, I can have proper braking without the pads being too close to the rim. So hopefully this way I can brake and not have too much wheel rub at the same time. Okay, now I'm trying, or I will be aiming to do and achieve the same thing on the front brake, on the new one which I have here. So let's install that and see how it works. Okay, the bike is now ready and the front brake seems to be operating beautifully. The lever action is nice and smooth, just like it should be. It engages very soon as I like it, and yeah, it still has plenty of space between the rim and the brake pad, so everything seems to be just fine. It wasn't completely straightforward though, because this little cover for some reason on this new brake interferes with the brake arm, so I had to grind the tip a bit off so the arms can move freely. Now it works and it's flawless, brand new, like it should be. Although you might say that this thing shouldn't wear out, but remember that this bike has 34,000 kilometers on it, so for that I don't think it's too bad. Although it would be quite nice if those sort of springs were available separately, but never mind that. Okay, I got a free replacement, so thumbs up for Trek in terms of their support. Okay, so this was a little episode about the Madone again. If you want to know more about the bikes that I race and build and use, then don't forget to tune into our channel and subscribe. It's all for the day. Thanks for watching and see you next time.